Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this parents' meeting for Introductory Day. Now, earlier today, your son or daughter spent some time with us on the college website completing some of the Introductory Day activities and tasks. I hope they found them very, very useful. I would absolutely encourage you to go and look at some of those activities, some of the videos and things that were available on the site. But my opportunity this evening is to talk a little bit about what they've experienced and to give you a bit of an idea about what the college has done over the past couple of months.
So what has happened since we last met? Well, another year has been and gone, and the college has upgraded its resources, including installing the latest high-speed Wi-Fi across the campus. We've also expanded the capacity of our Independent Learning Centre to allow more of our students to complete independent study here at college. And of course, we've had the coronavirus, which has brought numerous challenges to everybody's lives, and I will talk a little bit more about that later on. Since open evening, your son or daughter has explored their options and applied to the college. They came for their interview, which gave them the opportunity to ask more questions and gain more information. They chose their courses and were lucky enough to be offered a place at the college. Some of them may have also attended some taster sessions in subjects, but these were largely cut short in March due to the coronavirus. And normally, I would say that they would have sat their GCSEs, but of course, things are very different this year. Now, I know how anxious students and parents are in any normal year about results, and I'm sure that this year's arrangements have not eased those concerns. But we have to remain positive and have faith in the considerable processes put in place by Ofqual and the professional judgment of teachers. This has now brought them to today, Introductory Day. This would normally be an opportunity for your son or daughter to spend their first day as a Reigate College student, to try out their subjects, ask questions, and begin to find out what it would be like to be here in September. The current government restrictions have prevented us from doing this as we would want, so we have adapted and aim to achieve the same objectives with a virtual Introductory Day. I am sure you would have asked them how they got on, and if you're lucky, you'd have got a response. But if you didn't get a full and detailed breakdown of the day, the good news is that all of the information is there on the website for you to look at yourself. If you or your son or daughter have any questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. Our curriculum allows students to take a wide variety of subjects, which is important, as it allows them to choose their perfect combination of courses, not just make do with a set that broadly works for them. We find that getting on exactly the right mix ensures students are more interested, better motivated, and more likely to succeed. A-levels are the qualification most parents are familiar with. These are studied across 2 years and feature challenging amounts of content and are assessed, in all but a few cases, exclusively by exams at the end of the second year. The norm is to take 3 subjects across the 2 years, but some students who achieve very high GCSE grades may wish to consider taking 4 subjects, which can be discussed at enrolment. We also offer A-level equivalent courses. These are primarily BTEC qualifications and are worth the same number of UCAS or university points as A-levels. These qualifications are assessed throughout the 2 years with a combination of external assessment and coursework. These are available in 1, 2, and in the case of performing arts, a 3 A-level equivalent. The government mandates that students who do not achieve a grade 4 in GCSE English language or mathematics must resit until they either achieve a grade 4 or finish their education at college. If your son or daughter falls into this category, please don't worry, as we have one of the highest success rates in the country for getting students through these qualifications. In terms of results, as you would have seen when we met on open evening, the high grades achieved in our A-levels are excellent and well above the national averages. For BTECs, we are essentially achieving twice the national average for high grades. And as you all know, a student here has a far greater chance of staying on a course and passing it than almost anywhere else in the country. This is important, as you will know from our retention rate, we do not remove students from courses to boost our results. When your son or daughter gets their GCSE grades, these will be used to calculate a national prediction in each of their chosen subjects. This prediction will be the same whichever sixth form they choose and represents what they should be able to achieve given their prior attainment. We aim to add more value. I'm delighted to report that compared to national averages, students here are 70% more likely to gain a high grade, that's an A star, A or B, in an A level than expected. And a massive 91% of our students achieved at least one high grade in their results last year. With the coronavirus, tuition fees and the lack of employment opportunities, whether or not to go to university has become a more significant decision than ever. It is therefore critical that if your son or daughter does decide to go to university, that they get the best possible result from it. We believe that college is not just about getting good A-level or BTEC results. It is also about whether or not they are able to achieve at the next level. That means preparing you for independent learning, developing your life skills, and guiding you to look after your well-being. Therefore, I was ecstatic when I received the updated data on how our students have done at university. You will have seen this table before at Open Evening if you came to my talk. It shows the degree classifications across the top and the national averages down the side for sixth form colleges, school sixth forms, and independent school sixth forms. Here is the data for those providers. As you will see, I have highlighted 3 columns. The first column shows first class degrees, that's the highest that you can achieve. The second highlighted column shows the percentage of firsts and 2-1s, which are the 2 highest classifications. The final column shows the number of unclassified degrees, or in other words, the students who did not complete their degrees. And here is our data. As you can see, a greater proportion of our students achieve the best results and fewer do not complete their degrees. This data represents all universities. Now let's take a look at the Russell Group universities, which although are self-selecting, broadly represent the top 24 universities in the country, including Oxford and Cambridge. Here is the national averages for each type of provider. And here is our data. A phenomenal 94.6% of our students achieve the top 2 degree classifications, with 41.9% achieving a first-class degree. When you compare that to other providers, you can see why we are so proud of everything we do here to prepare our students for success, not just at college, but beyond. The statistic that is most pleasing for me personally is that none of our students who went to Russell Group universities, which are highly demanding and pressurised places, did not complete their degree. That tells me that all of the work we do to develop resilience and dedication with our students is essential to their future success. So why are we so successful? Well, it is due to the choice of courses, which allows students to pick their ideal combination, the fact that we are specialists and only teach 16 to 19-year-olds. It's the extras we can offer as a result of that specialism, such as the personalised support or the Aspire programme. It's because we work together with you and with your son or daughter in a triangular partnership throughout their time here, and because we believe in providing the best quality possible. We do this by recognising that not everyone is the same, by ensuring that whatever combination of subjects you want, it will work on the timetable. We provide different types of courses to suit different learning styles and work closely with you to ensure that they get the necessary information, advice and guidance to make an informed decision about their options. And even though they have not had the opportunity to come into college today, they will have been able to complete work set by departments to help them explore their options and have found out virtually what we do to ensure they settle into college life. And when it comes to settling in, we do as much as possible to ensure your son or daughter is able to make an easy transition from school to our more adult learning environment. As you will see from this list, we offer a huge amount to make them feel supported and successful. To find out more about these activities and the support available, please watch the videos on the Introductory Day page of our website. Hopefully, you and your son or daughter are aware of the activities we have set them over the past few months. I fully appreciate that they may well have been set work by their current schools, which may have meant that they have not been able to spend as much time on our work as they would have liked. But the Explore Your Subjects and Get Going activities are still available on the New Starters page of the site. And today we have asked them to complete one final set of tasks in the subjects that they are now wanting to take. These activities are called Aim High and are also available on the New Starters page. If you or your son or daughter have any questions about their options, please contact us using the email address on the screen and we will come back to you. So, the next step is a little thing called Results Day. Now, I say this every single year, but please do not panic. If things don't go quite according to plan, we will help you to sort it out. It could be that things are better or worse, or maybe just a different combination than expected. Regardless, we will be able to assist you, and the best time for us to do this will be on Choices Day, which will be on Tuesday the 25th of August. However, if you do need to speak to us before then, we will be available from Results Day. Choices Day will be on the 25th of August, and it is our hope that this will be a face-to-face event as we would normally run. However, if the government guidelines do not allow for this, we will revert to a virtual experience. The day will be focused on finalising course choices, which may need to be rethought in the light of results. There will be a bit of admin to complete, although we are hoping to be able to collect your results online prior to this day to enable us to reduce this as much as possible. Choices Day will be followed by enrolment interviews, which are being planned for the 26th to the 29th of August. Again, we're planning to do this face-to-face, guidelines permitting. Your son or daughter will have an interview with one of our specialist advisors to ensure they choose a programme of study that they are both happy with and qualified to do. Parents can come along to this, but we should recognise that this is their first real opportunity to become independent, so you may want to allow them to do this on their own. If they do come home and there is an issue, please contact us so we can discuss it with you. Following on from enrolment, your son or daughter will be invited in for their first day of teaching, which will be Induction Day. At the moment, we are anticipating that this will either be on Friday the 4th or Monday the 7th of September. We will confirm this once the government has issued their guidance for reopening of schools and colleges for September, which we hope will be in the next week or so. On this day, they will get opportunity to try out all of their subjects. And if they find that one is not quite what they expected, they can change their option over the next fortnight. We do expect them to have discussed any changes with you in advance, and of course, they must be qualified for any course they select. So in summary, how do we ensure success? Well, it's really quite simple. It's as simple as the three-way partnership between us. After all, we've all got the same goal in mind, which is to ensure that they achieve their maximum potential. Following this video is a question and answer panel with me and some members of my senior team. We'll be answering some of the questions that you've been sending in over the past few weeks, but if we don't get to your question, please check out the frequently asked questions section on the introductory page on our website.
Good evening and welcome to the Introductory Day question and answer session. I'm Christine Danton, the Assistant Principal for Quality and Operations. And on the panel this evening we have Nick Clark, Principal, you've already met him. We have Sam Davey, the Assistant Principal for Curriculum and Support. And we have Ryan Bull, Associate Principal for Curriculum. And finally Ellen Walkinshaw, who is the Associate Director of Progression. So thank you to everybody who's already submitted some questions. We've had quite a number, so we've collated those into the most commonly asked questions, and we're going to address those now. If you have any further questions at the end of this session, please refer to the frequently asked questions section. And if you can't find your answer or your question is particularly personal to you, please continue to use the email address for Introductory Day and continue to submit them and we'll get back to you individually. Okay, so our first question is, what do I do if I want to change my subject? And I'm going to ask Ryan if he will give you the answer to this question.
The first thing you need to do is just make sure you meet the entry requirements for that new course. But if you do decide you want to change, at your enrolment interview in August, you'll be able to have a face-to-face discussion and go through those course choices.
Okay, so a very important question at this time. What will teaching look like in September with coronavirus and social distancing? And the Principal, Nick, is going to answer this question for you.
Well, the government has made it very clear that their intention is to bring all students back to full-time education in September. So that is what we're largely planning for. Obviously, the schools in Scotland will be going back in mid-August, and their plan is to return all students to education as well. So that is what we're focusing on, and hopefully it will be business as usual. However, it wouldn't be sensible just to anticipate that everything will be back to normal. So we will also be having a backup plan, which will include some blended learning. So if the social distancing guidelines are not relaxed as expected, then students may well have some face-to-face lessons, maybe some remote learning as well. But our hope is very much that the best will happen and that everyone will be back full-time in September. But obviously we will also plan for the worst case scenario as well.
Okay, thank you, Nick. That was very clear. Given that we haven't got a crystal ball, we don't actually know what's going to happen in September. But hopefully near at the time we'll have a better idea. Okay, so the next question. Can I do 4 subjects? And again, back to Ryan, if you could answer that question, please.
When choosing your course options, it's good to look at your profile as a whole. Someone who's considering doing 4 A-levels really should be having a grade profile across their GCSEs of 7s and above. We can have a face-to-face discussion with you at your enrolment to discuss this, but it's important to remember that universities are looking at the grades in your best 3 courses rather than the 4th.
Thank you, Ryan. So the next question is, how do I join the Aspire programme? So Ellen, who's our Associate Director of Progression, is responsible for this area and will answer the question for you. Ellen.
Thanks, Christine. The most able students, based on their GCSE results, are advised to join the Aspire programme at enrolment. Just to recap, if you're not aware what the programme involves, it's the support that we offer to our students with the highest GCSE results to help them apply for really competitive universities and courses. More information about it can be found on the website.
So thank you, Ellen. Right, a really important question is how do we help everybody settle in? And I say particularly important at this time when you haven't actually been in school for so long and everything is a little bit different. So something that perhaps you might feel a little bit anxious about. Well, don't. Sam is now going to reassure you about what we do to help students to settle in.
I suppose you could ask, what don't we do to help students settle in? The first term is specifically designed to help students with the transition from school and to help them settle in. All staff play a role in that, whether that's support staff or curriculum team. And we run a wide range of activities, some of them being, so there's a community afternoon, which we have in week 2. All lessons are suspended and students take part in a carousel of activities to help them get to know other students in the tutor group, get to know their tutor and vice versa. Also in the first term we have a freshers party, and this is an excellent way for students to feel part of the college, get to know other students and celebrate being a student at Reigate College. We also have 50 free activities which the students can do. They can sign up to these and do them during their lunch times and after college, and they are an excellent way again to meet friends and to help with their well-being. We also have competitive sports teams which play on a Wednesday afternoon and cater for various abilities. And we also have a very active and visible well-being team, and they will be out and about in the first few weeks, talking to students, spotting any students that might be on their own, helping them settle in, helping them feel part of the college community. But most importantly, there is the personal tutor. The student's personal tutor is somebody who teaches the students. Therefore, they see them at least 4 times a week. They get to know them very, very well, and the personal tutor becomes that first port of call for students if they have any problems.
Thank you, Sam. That was really helpful. So another curriculum question. Some of you have asked about your level 2 qualifications where perhaps you haven't taken just GCSEs, but you've taken a mix of GCSEs and BTECs and are concerned as to whether they actually qualify you to do the courses that you've chosen. So Nick's going to go through the entry qualifications required. Nick?
BTEC level 2s do count towards the 5 GCSEs that you need in order to do level 3 study at college, provided that they are graded at merit or above. So if they're a pass, they won't count, but if they're merit or above, they will. But I would also advise people to check very carefully about whether or not their BTEC that they're studying is worth 1 or 2, and sometimes they're worth even more in terms of GCSEs. So if you're not sure, check with your school. And then obviously if they're graded at merit or above, then they will count in that 5 GCSEs that you need in order to do level 3 study with us.
Thank you, Nick. So, next question. What happens if you don't get the grades to do the subjects that you've chosen? Well, Ryan will explain. Ryan?
We have a whole range of courses available within each subject, so it's really worth looking at all of the courses that are available. For example, we have A-level biology and applied human biology. They have slightly different entry requirements, so it's worth looking at as a programme as a whole. To do a level 3 course, you need to get 5 4s at GCSE and above. If you're concerned that might not happen for you, then have a look at the website about our intermediate programme.
Thank you, Ryan. Number of people have asked about support for dyslexia. So, Sam, could you explain what support we can offer? Thank you.
Okay, well, we have a very experienced learning support team, and they deal with students over a wide range of issues, wide range of additional learning needs, and will support your son or daughter with their dyslexia. What we advise students and parents is to let the college know as soon as possible if there is an additional learning need, so we can get the support in place as soon as the student starts here.
Thank you. And finally, how do I sign up for the Extracurricular Activities programme? Ellen, could you talk us through this, please?
Thanks, Christine. Some of our extracurricular activities, such as the DofE scheme and the competitive sports teams, you will sign up for at enrolment. We also have an activities and wellbeing programme of around 50 other activities though, and these you will be emailed about soon after you've started at college.
Thank you, Ellen. So that brings us to the end of our question and answer session. I'd like to thank the panel for their contribution, and I'd like to thank you for joining us this evening, and I hope that you found it to be informative. So it just leaves me to say, have a lovely summer, and we look forward to seeing all of our new starters in September, when we hope it will be business as usual, but it may not be, of course. So please keep an eye on the website, particularly the new starter pages. Look out for your emails, and we'll keep you fully informed. So good luck on results day.